Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Robert Roy, your host from wealthbuildershq.com. Welcome to a special edition of Covered Call Explorer. In this update, folks, I wanted to go over a trade that we've been tracking now for a couple of weeks. We've had it numerous weeks on our tracking sheet for a new candidate, and it's back again. And I just wanted to go over from where the candidate started, what the results have been like so far. So let me go ahead and take us first into TradeStation, where we can go ahead and look at the chart. And what I did is I snapped a white line on where AMT first showed itself in our list of candidates. And what we did on this one, if you go back and check your tracking sheets, and for those of you that are watching this that are not part of Covered Call Explorer, if you go back and take a look at what Applied Material has done, American Tower rather, not AMAT, AMT, American Tower has done, you'll see that from June 19th was the first day that we were looking to buy this position, okay? And every week after, if you had just traded this along the way, what would have happened? Well, if we analyze the chart itself, and we'll compare it to some option and so forth to see what's going on. But if you compare it to the lines on the chart, just look at the pattern. We had a nice move down, came back up, good gap up. That was awesome. We thought it was going to take off from there. It didn't. Came back a little bit. We were fine here. Dropped down a little bit lower there. That was a little bit of a concern, but we were still okay. We were still at the point of just about breaking even on the trade, so I wasn't very concerned with it if we were forced to exit it. We took off nicely. Good moves sideways from here, slight drift up, big pull down when the rest of the market did, big pull up as the rest of the market did there, and we've kind of moved back around, and here we are at this week again as another potential where I was telling you in this week's current video of if we get a bounce, then there's a potential entry right here. So with that being said, looking at what we see here and how many times we've had this trade, we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This would be our 8th time taking this trade, this diagonal on AMT, on American Tower. Now, what a diagonal is we are buying a longer term option and selling the front week option against it. And if I bring the tracking sheet in to show you, that'll kind of help solidify it a little bit. So basically, for June 19th is when we were looking to start this. Applied Material was 131.96. We were looking at buying, which we did in October 20th, 2017, 125 call at $10.10. And the premium on that call, 1010, is what we spend out of pocket for it. And we did that as a proxy instead of buying the stock. This is a traditional covered call, less purchasing of the stock. Then we sold the June 23rd 134 strike for 25 cents. Wasn't big premium. 985 was cost basis out of pocket. What does that mean? Well, if we took the 1010, subtracted the 25 cents from it that we received, we actually only laid out 985. It gave us a 2.48% rate of return for the week, which is about 10% for a month. So nothing to complain about at all. And had we been exercised, we would have had $9 of profit on our stock, which meant we would have had $3.40, 3.40 weeks, call it 4 weeks, to break even in this trade. Unlike a traditional covered call where you lay all the money out, if you were exercised week 1, you'll make money. With diagonals, we spend a lot of time in Covered Call Explorer making sure you fully understand how your rate of return is calculated and what it means to break even in this position or not. You have a position that you bought 3 months of time and it takes you 17 weeks to break even, it's probably not the right position to trade, right? It was for the next 5 days, next 5 trading days, and if we were exercised, we would have been underwater 85 cents. So we knew right then and there what our maximum risk was in this trade was 85 cents as we entered the trade if it was taken away from us. Well, every single week you could see premiums went up and down, 35 cents, 41 cents, 25 again, 47, and so forth, right? They varied. This week is 48 cents, and I'm conservative this week at the 139. You can see we were originally selling the 134 right here. We're now selling the 139, which a tremendous increase in the value in just 2 months of this stock. So what I did is I took all the premiums and added them up, and our new cost basis is $6.96. we have a 31.09% rate of return on this position. And if we were exercised, we would make $14 on our stock sale. Why? Because we would be forced to sell the stock at 139, yet we bought it at 125. Okay? That's number one. Number two, that's not my total profit. My total profit would be minus the $7 that I am still have laid out for this position. So I'm looking at about 704 is my total profit on this for an initial layout of $10.10. So call it $10 of cost versus $7 of cash laid out. Overall, I'm really not complaining about what I've made in this trade, even if I were exercised. You know, it's a tremendous rate of return at 31% in 2 months on this position. Forget about mutual funds. Forget about some of the crazy stuff that people are trying to get you to invest in today. Folks, build your own portfolios, create your own mutual funds by utilizing covered calls, naked puts, and diagonal spreads, which is what we do in Covered Call Explorer. Guys, each and every week in Covered Call Explorer, you have an opportunity to go ahead and follow along with us and track along with us every single trade we do. And folks, there are numerous ones. We go back and on covered calls and naked puts, there's somewhere between 12 and 30 candidates between the two of them. Right? Diagonals will have anywhere on a slow week from 8 or 9 up to 15 or 20 on a really active week. Right? But on any given week, we have about 18 or 20 candidates on average between all three groupings that we look to trade. All right? So go ahead. I will put a link down below this video to get back to Covered Call Explorer where you guys can check it out and learn a little bit more about it. Have a wonderful day. God bless. And hey, I look forward to seeing you in the next Covered Call Explorer. Take care, folks. Bye now.